Hello, world. Top of the bottom of the morning to y'all. It's 11:31 a.m. on Friday, April 3rd. The market is closed. Wasn't even a trading day today. It's Good Friday here in the United States of Earth. I mean, if you buy into that sort of thing. If you're a believer, happy Good Friday to you. I'm going to use this opportunity to do what is normally my Saturday stream, which is Saturday struggle session / accountability session, I guess. We are experimenting with a little bit of new music here on the stream, and I think it just stopped. Stand by. Oh no, it's just low. It's just low. That helping? Very quiet. This is technically my third week streaming, so anyone who's new today, hi, I'm also new. We're all new together. Maybe you have more experience watching than I do streaming. So good for you. I'm learning. All right. Hearing the music. I don't know if you're hearing the music. There it is. Oh, and it's too loud. Okay. We're doing better here. We're not working with the top of the line technology. I have to be honest. I'm doing this all on a budget. I am a videographer in a former career. I have some gear. I got some lights. I got a camera. Is it the newest, best camera for this job? Nope. I'm actually streaming on a 14-year-old Panasonic camera that I've hacked to do basically everything you're seeing right now, which is, it's enough. It's doing a great job. You're doing great. In these weekend struggle sessions, accountability sessions, I try to be transparent about the week that I had. It's a little bit of a journaling session for me, but also hopefully will give us guidance on the mistakes that I made last week, and maybe a little bit of a hint on what not to do, at least for the next week. Maybe even a little bit of technical analysis that helps us get to next week with a clearer view of what the fuck is going on in the world. So, on that note, let's do a quick transition and just see. Oh, I see charts. Do you see charts? I see charts. Let's just see my cursor though, so I'm just gonna give you a little refresh. Cursor. There it is. Okay, cool. And cursor. Yes. Okay. Now we can manipulate things. All right. Down there. Daily chart. We're looking at the NQ. I trade futures here on this stream, so I see the future. I do not know the future. I don't know what is going on, but I think there's some interesting things to look at here on the daily chart. We're gonna back it up a little bit, all the way to, let's say, late February. I don't know if you guys are aware of anything that's happening in the world around late February, like maybe our country started a silly war with another country. So the Iran tensions happened right as we were at a pivot, maybe about to blast new all-time highs. Obviously that did not happen from the 26K level where we've had trouble ever since last fall. Last time we hit this was in October of 25. Put in this top, got all the way almost back up there. We were about, 50 points away from all-time highs, and we started some foolishness out in the world. So, since then, steady decline on the daily. Some other things have been happening. Now, in this chart over there, that one, diagonal, over there, we're going to look at 3 different charts at the same time, because these charts tell the story. I'm switching all these to the 15-minute time frame. This is my normal day trading lineup when I'm streaming. I also have one that has like 8 different little screens on it, but I find that the resolution just does not lend itself to stream. For your purposes, viewers. All right, so on the left, again, we've got the NQ on the 15-minute. This is today's action. Technically, it was all pre-market because the market was never open, so this is all in the pre-market state. The futures market is now paused for the holiday. Difference between paused and closed is arbitrary to me. I can't fucking trade, so I took no trades today. I could have traded futures in the pre-market here. You notice that we sort of like popped up overnight, rejected off the VWAP, but then we had a big moment this morning. This was a big piece of data that came out. Non-farm payroll Friday, even on Good Friday, and the data was actually a little surprising. Non-farms put in massive hiring, but we also revised down the employment numbers. So we're now between 4.2 and 4.3% employment, which is on par. So we did a little bit of a round trip action this morning from the NFP read. This is going to be important because I have identified a pattern here on this big chart that I think is going to be important. And it looks a little bit like this, except on a larger scale. So back over to the daily chart. Every time since this big top, this is actually January to February. This is January 29th, February 1st, 2nd. Okay. Every time on a Monday or Tuesday, we show a little bit of green, make a new weekly high, we sell off. Let's just watch this pattern. And I've talked about this multiple times on my stream before, but let's just watch. This is Monday, February 2nd. The third, Tuesday, made a new high, sold off for the rest of the week. Here's Friday, a little bit of a recovery, but only about halfway of the range. Monday, green. Tuesday, made a high, rejected. Wednesday, touched a new high that could not be matched for the rest of the week. Sold off rest of the week. So here's our theme. Monday, Tuesday, new high. Tuesday, Wednesday, new high. Sell, sell. What happened over here? We chopped. This is consolidation. We did not break a range for an entire... This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kind of inside-ish days to this sell-off. Definitely having some support on this area, but we'll see where this fails us a little later. After we consolidate, we pop up. Oh, it's Wednesday. Hey, we got green on a Wednesday. Surely this is us breaking out of this range. No, we don't get over the high from Wednesday. That's February 25th. Sell off the rest of the week. Here's Monday, green. Tuesday did not break Monday's high, but Wednesday did. We're breaking out of the range, everybody. We're going up. Thursday even got a little close. This was in pre-market on Thursday, March 5th. No, denied, sold off. Did not recover that high for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tested it 9 days later. This is 2 weeks. This is on the 18th. This is on Wednesday, Thursday, the 5th. By the 18th, we tried again to break the range. We did not succeed. But what day of the week is that? It's Wednesday. Wednesday high, selling off the rest of the week. So if we don't even just want to, like, I have an idea. Let's just mark on our chart here what the fuck's been going on Wednesday. It's an important day. So give me the W for Wednesday. Okay, this is just for our visual reference. Technically this is Tuesday, but I'm gonna just put Wednesday because it's right there. Wednesday. 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 I'm putting these above these candles because these are our highs. We get up there on a Wednesday, never quite get over it. That Thursday was a little bit of the exception. I went super long on this on Thursday and got wrecked Thursday the 19th. That was the last time that I had some funded accounts. That did not go great for me. I got wrecked all day Thursday, all day Friday. Excuse me. Let's do a couple more. We got a couple more Wednesdays to put in here. You come with me. You. Wednesday. Oh, we made a high. And look at this. We've been riding this 200 day all the way down through the death cross of the 21. 200 versus 20. 200 versus 20, excuse me. Riding the daily 20, and we just crossed 200 to the downside, death cross. Not on a Wednesday. That technically happened on a Thursday. Okay, now, yeah, one more Wednesday. Yep, this was this past Wednesday, a new high, but no, we fucking beefed it again. I swear, market does not, it either loves or hates Wednesday. It's hard to decide. So, the trend is our, you know what, I gotta just, it's gonna be in the way, but I'm just gonna put it on top of the camera. That's where I've been. Edging's a little off. We're not a design platform. I'm a former designer-ish person. This is not great for design, but you can at least see we got a Wednesday Trends Day. Bad news always. Now, we're gonna keep this in mind for our daily. We have a trend. We have a Wednesday situation where the end of the week sells off every single week since the high. Selling by the end of the week. I mean, I'm just curious. Let's see what our weekly candles look like. I bet they look weird. Weekly. No, it's like up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Trend down. Now, this past week, something very interesting happened, and I'm excited to talk about it. I'm just giving you a little bit of background about where we've been at. So, back to the daily. This was the week that was. Let's even go to, you know, I'll just keep this up here for y'all. You'll be able to tell. This is like the last 4 weeks. We get the last 4 Wednesdays on there. This is our past week. All right, you get Wednesdays on there. There's a Wednesday up there. Rest assured, it's, I'll put it on the Thursday, but it was a Wednesday. Okay. Those are our last 3 Wednesdays. Here's our low. Happened Tuesday. Isn't that interesting? We started to break our pattern of we get bad news Thursday, Friday that sells us off. So bad news Wednesday to Thursday, Friday sells us off. We did not get a Friday bounce. So just checking out Friday bounce. Friday bounce. Monday's been green. This Monday was red. Not only was this Monday red, this Monday bottomed a little bit. That's an important thing to watch. So we're gonna jump into this big old chart that's been sitting here and taking up a lot of real estate. Let's see what happened this week. This is on the 15. I like to sometimes just get like the most zoomed out view possible because you really get a sense of what happened this week. So here we go. Thursday, Friday. Now, again, I thought last Thursday and Friday we were finding a bottom. I thought this over here, this is on Thursday at 3:30 p.m. I talked a lot about this. We got a little bit of a news candle after hours. Right as the market was closing. Trump tweet popped us up. That was what I thought was the bottom. Because I'll show you another pattern that has been emerging where a Trump tweet pops us up. Seems as if we're breaking out, we've put in the bottom, but in fact, we can never best that level. But I'll even just give you, I can check this thing out. This was the Thursday tweet. I thought we bottomed, but no, we sold off from the Thursday tweet level all through the weekend. Couldn't even get above it in the pre-market. This is now Monday. This could have even, I think this was even a little bit of a tweet. This is a Monday morning, 7:15 a.m. tweet. Let's just take a quick look at it. This is on the 15th, so this 115-minute candle. 156-point candle. I reckon that probably happened in about a minute. Let's just see if we can even see it. Okay. Yep. What do you know? We're on the 2-minute here, but you get the idea. Look at the volume that happened on this. And also look how nobody bought it. This was a news-driven, headline-driven, algo-driven, frankly, crime-driven, if I'm going to be literal. This is the fuckery of what's happening in the market right now. Pre-market, 7:26 a.m. on a Monday. Nobody's trading. I was walking my dogs. Anyways, we couldn't get above the tweet high all day long. Monday, sold, sold, sold. I kept trying to find the bottom. I thought the bottom from Friday, surely gonna hold us. I took some longs from here and then immediately just got wrecked the rest of the day. Red day for me on Monday. I mean, I thought we had bottomed. At least not on Thursday, maybe on Friday. I was very wrong. Very wrong. Look at this on the daily. I thought if this wasn't the bottom, surely this was the bottom, and we're only going to at least test the top end of this range. Maybe get back into this consolidation range. We didn't even get to test it. Didn't even test. Okay, back to the 2-minute chart. Some interesting things happened here. We are now into Monday after hours. What do you notice about this? Whoa. This is at about 8:30 p.m. What happens at that time? Asia. Asia happens at that time. Asia's always happening at all times. I know. But Asian market bought us up. Bought us up over this Friday bottom. You see that I've marked here. The Friday 327 sell-off bottom. I don't know if you can read that, but it's there. We seem to recapture it. And again, 8:30 p.m. Monday night took us up 400 points in this is an hour. It's an hour. 100 points. 400 points in an hour. Reclaim key level. And now what is it? It's Monday to Tuesday. Monday went down. That's weird. Tuesday, surely bottom is in. Here's where I traded. You watched me trade this if you were watching the stream. You weren't. Just me. But just in case anybody ever goes back, I want to show what happened on Tuesday. Tuesday, I got long from the open. Made some money. This rejection was really clear. But I thought we would break above. This was actually the prior high of day. There it is. What is that? It's the fucking tweet high. I was like, surely we're breaking above the tweet high. First test, didn't get it. I longed again. I even chased. I longed hard as we broke above this level because I expected once we break above the Monday high. Monday is usually green. It wasn't. But once we get above Monday's high, here we are in the daily. If we can just get above this Monday high, surely we'll pop above. It happened. It happened on the daily. But it didn't happen when I thought it was going to happen. I chased here, got denied. I bought again here. It never even made another test. So what did I do? I packed it up. I said, this is stupid. It's 11:15 a.m. I'm out of here, guys. I've already blown all the accounts I can blow for today. I think I blew through like 3 or 4 evals between Monday and Tuesday. No fundeds because I had none to blow. But it was a really frustrating day for me. And it was this day where I was like, I knew the bottom was in. And I'll show you why in just a minute. I could have sworn Monday, Tuesday, I knew the bottom was in. I just didn't know exactly why the market wasn't getting the big bounce. I knew a big bounce was in store. We've been in this ginormous downtrend. Look at how many red days we've just had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red days in a row. Can you see any other 5 red days in a row? I can't. I mean, we had like a grouping of them with some green. So there's been no relief for the longest time. I thought surely one of these bottoms is just gonna just take off. And I was right. What I was wrong about was the timing. I was not right about when. I thought since we've rejected this prior day high, this tweet high, we're probably just going to sell off the rest of the stupid week. I'm just going to quit. What happened? Right here about 12:41 p.m. 12:41 p.m. Sorry, my mic might be a little hot there. 12:41 p.m. on Tuesday. I was running errands. I wasn't even here. We get the tweet of all tweets. Peace in the Middle East. Again, we did it again, guys. We've done it. Iran wants peace. This actually was confirmed. We're actually talking with Iran about a peace deal. Came out on Tuesday. So Tuesday, 12:36 p.m. News comes out. Let's give you this 3 to 4 minutes. 331 points. 300 points. Move. In 3 minutes. I was running errands. Very frustrating. I wanted to go long all day because I knew when this level broke, it was going to be big. It's going to be big, big, big. That's 200 points right there just in the gap up to this other week's bottom. So we went, just to review, we went from the Friday, March 27th sell-off to the Sunday, March 23rd sell-off. We just tested levels, level to level. These levels have been on my chart this entire time. Once again, one more sell-off bottom that we got to get over. We'll see about that. We are now in super positive gamma. We push, push, push. And look at that. We test the Friday sell-off bottom from the 20th. Let's go back here to the 20th. What happened over here on the 20th? We bottomed, bounced, rejected. This was, again, at the end of the day on that Friday. We'll look back at these in a little more fine detail. We tested it. Overnight, we broke it. We're heading up. We must be heading up. This must be the relief rally I've been waiting for. Overnights, staying above. This is Wednesday morning. Staying above the Friday sell-off bottom. Basing above. And we held it all day yesterday, but went nowhere. We're just still basing above. Now, if you've watched my other streams, you noticed that I had a very particular level that I've been shorting from all week. Because I decided after we didn't really bottom Monday or Tuesday, I thought, fuck this, I'm shorting this thing. I have no faith in any of these moves, these tweet-based moves. So, just to recap my week, I identified this 24,240 level. How did I identify it? Well, I got a little hint on Wednesday morning. What is this? What's this volume right here at 8:44 a.m.? It's more crime and fuckery is what it is. 8:44 a.m. That was not a data high. Might have been, I think it was a PMI, but it was the same level where we couldn't break. From before Thursday the 26th. Remember all this? Look at all that rejection. We could not break it last Thursday. That was our high. We sold hard from there, from the 240s. We broke above on Wednesday, briefly. I even called the high of the day. I caught big shorts because when I saw that the news tweet candle could not break. So I shorted from here, and then I shorted from here, and then I called it a day. And then we actually broke above, but once we lost the level again, we've yet to ever reclaim it. I mean, it's only been 2 more days, but we did not reclaim this 24,242. Now, Wednesday night, something really interesting happened. I mean, maybe not that interesting. This is a national address to the nation by Donald Trump. He said some stuff. It moved the market, as it always does. But the market wasn't buying it. We continued to sell off from my exact level, this 24,242, the PMI high, the tweet high. We never got over it. And then we proceeded to sell like 600 points overnight. Now, that was obviously an overreaction because yesterday, and I took these longs, I wanted a short. We were nowhere near my level. We were down in the 23,600s. And I was like, well, I guess if we go back to 24,000, I'll short it again. But I took these longs all day yesterday. And what did we do? We just retraced the entire move that we did overnight, all the way back. I took the longs. This is from DD Band. That's a rocket scooter level. Took it all the way back up to where? 24,242. I shorted the fuck out of that. And that was my day yesterday. Green day, shorting, longing and shorting. 2 green days to end out the week. Now, not my best week, but not my worst either. And more importantly, if you watched my stream from Wednesday, you saw as I transitioned from a little bit of a scaredy cat baby trades. I'm still a baby trade. I'm just a toddler trade. I was really scared about this price action. You see, it's very whippy. I went from taking $2 trades to eventually, by the afternoon, I passed a combine. Didn't even open it on Thursday. It's just waiting for next week. This was all eval work on this day. I got like 400 in a TPT account, and then I got 1,500 in a MyFundedFutures account. So green-ish. It's all paper, made up money. Simulated profits are not real profits. It's always a good thing to remind yourself of. Now, let me show you why I had confluence, especially on this Wednesday, Thursday. We can maybe even zoom even wider out. Here's our weekly view on the 15. Goes all the way back to last week. Okay. Friday, where I thought we were bottoming. Sorry, that's Thursday. I thought we had bottomed. Rejected all the way down. This is the Sunday night bottom. Friday night bottom. We dipped under it, reclaimed it. You know what? I'm even going to add another level to this. Look at this. This is that 23,000 even, where we bounced the Wednesday night, Monday night. This is where the real bottom finally got in here. Went Monday night bounce. Level is going to be very key, I think. So Monday. Right. These bottoms have been really important pivots. I'm leaving them on here. They're going to continue to be relevant as we work our way back up. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, that's easier for y'all to read now. Now, on the 15, here's our bottoms. Thought we had bottomed Friday. We did not. We went lower. Thought we had bottomed. We went lower on Monday. This is finally the Monday overnight. And we climbed since then. We've been rallying since then. Including, this is the war news Tuesday, which took us through this other resistance of the 323 sell-off bottom. And we've been basing above this ever since. Little dip in there Thursday night. That was last night. And then we're back above. Sorry, that was Wednesday night, technically Thursday morning. Back above, we chopped all day yesterday, and then it was not even like a real trading day, frankly. Just got this big impulse move up, and then the rest of it was consolidation. Again, that was a big old move. That's that same 500 points that we lost Wednesday night. We just reclaimed on Thursday. Nothing burger. And now today, last little bit of interestingness because it'll be relevant, I think, on the VIX charts on Monday. Today we had NFP. Where did we pop up to? Anybody? 24,244. Same level. Same exact level. It stayed here the whole time. It's been this pivot this whole time. Pivoting. I would have shorted this if I had been trading this morning. Non-farm was positive, but we sold it right back off, and we're right back where we started. Right back where we started. This is still the range from yesterday. It's also the range from the sell-off last week of Thursday the 26th. Now, for taking the trades that I took this week, I want to just show you some of the confluence, because the same pivots exist on these other two charts. What are these other two charts just doing here, sitting here being lazy? What are you guys adding to the conversation? Well, let's check it out. In the center, we have, you know what, I'll even just go straight up VIX me, baby. Straight up VIX. Got gaps on it, but don't worry about it. They're overnight gaps. VIX doesn't gap that much during the daytime. Okay. Here we have the week that was. Now, on the 15, you'll probably see inverse correlation. I can get these mirror each other. All right, here's Monday. Here's Monday. What happened? We hit a low Monday night. We hit a high on the VIX at the same time. It even double topped. Now, interestingly, we were consolidating while VIX was over here on this double top. We were just consolidating all day, all Monday morning. Then the sell-off began. VIX topped right at close, but still, Euros dipped us lower before the Asia session brought us all the way back up above these important pivots. Now, as we hit this pivot and we test and we bounce from, this is the Friday the 27th, prior week basically sell-off bottom from we sold off Thursday and Friday. That would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is this sell-off bottom. This was consolidation around a really key pivot. It's 2883-ish level. You see that I've got a level here, 2883. This is that sell-off bottom, 2883. Prior Friday, we had paused here. Again, I thought this was the sell-off on VIX. We actually put in kind of a head and shouldery thing before we lost this level ultimately. But losing this 2883, we finally lost it at about 7 a.m. on Tuesday. Where's our bottom here? What's this? 7 a.m. on Tuesday. Hey, hey. Ultimate bottom was when we lost this 3161. But this pivot was really key. Pivoting, pivoting, pivoting. And we never reclaimed it on the VIX. The market is yet to really find that same bottom we're basing up there. Now, the VIX told that story, but it also told a funniest story where it did not sell off the way it usually does. Zooming way out here. We don't have the sessions. It's kind of like difficult, but we bounced. We bounced off a critical level of 2355. Just mark it. 2355. While we were bouncing there, that was Wednesday at 11:45. Oh, that's the high of the week. That's the weekly high on Thursday. And then we have kind of sold off from there and held under my pivot since then, because the VIX has held its pivot since then, with a notable exception of today. This is, well, I guess it was yesterday afternoon. VIX was crushing towards the prior day low, while the market got, I guess, a last little pump here at 3:30. But this consolidation today, hard to know what to believe about it. VIX will tell the story Monday. Wherever we open up, this prior day low, this 2350 level, is the one to watch. You can see it's been our pivot. It was our pivot for our weekly highs at 25. Now we're below. We should technically be above. I think the market's waiting to see if we break down further on the VIX. We've been up at this elevated level for a long, long time. We've been up here since Monday the 23rd. So last couple weeks, let's see if we lose these levels on VIX. Now, there's one other story that we have to tell. It's not just about the VIX and the NASDAQ. We also must tell the story of Uncle Earl. Oil. What a crazy week in oil. I've got a couple of pivots here. You can see how we've more or less respected them through the week. Let's watch what happened. This is Monday morning. Oil's consolidating, breaking above pivot. VIX. You can see that I'm going to try to get all of these charts kind of like mirror one another so y'all can really see what I'm talking about. Monday. VIX consolidating. That's in the middle chart. Market consolidating. You see it on the left. Oil pops. VIX pops to highs. Market drops to lows. Oil puts in a new high overnight. That's the low of the market. Let's mark that one too. That's an important level. This 106.70. That was probably news driven. Middle of the night, 10 p.m.-ish, 8:15 p.m. Oh, also Asia coming online. Oil stays under that level. This is Monday night. Oil tests pivot again. But here's an interesting case where the market is moving up while oil is kind of moving up. Oil loses pivot. Market pops on oil. This is the war news. War is over. But wait, oil didn't really get the memo. So we went from 105 down to about 100 while the market pumped 500 points. Oil also pumped a little bit, back to 103. Now we did eventually lose this 100 level. This is what we were watching on Tuesday and Wednesday. This flirt with the 200, sorry, with the 100. Bouncing off 100 was a great place to short from. These are my shorts from earlier in the week. Now, here is my key levels. I want to really see what happens when we get close to this 24,240. What's happening with oil? We're fucking around under $100. This 24,242 level in the NASDAQ is equivalent to $100 on oil futures. This is key. Now the VIX level is also important here. You know, this sort of like 25 to 24 gives us this extra little boost in the market. We got to get under 23.50. Oil has got to get under 100. Otherwise, I don't see us going above this 24,242 unless some kind of strange market rotation happens, which I think during war feels unlikely to me. Especially the fact that NFP did not take us above that level. I think this is like the high water mark of basically the month. We got up to 24,350-ish. I think we probably do not get above that, minus some crazy good news coming out of, you know, Washington or the Middle East or China or somebody. I think high of the month might be in, guys. That does not bode well for our downtrend, especially for these bulls who jumped in here. Let's go ahead and just gonna add this to this chart. I even just put it like at the very bottom, and this is gonna be the Monday 30 sell off bottom. Right, Monday. Also end of month. Interesting timing on that. March, abysmal. This is March, sold off. April so far, oh, it's a new month, everybody. Now, can we conclude that we're going to trend up for all of April? I don't fucking think so, guys. I think we're going to just see more of what is essentially this exact pattern we've seen on sort of a micro level today, where news pops up, we will never break this for the rest of the week. Now the week is already over. We could get new news on Monday. It could even take us above this prior day high, but if we were to sell below here, it's all over. It means this rally over here is over. Now, getting past non-farm without crashing is a good thing, but the fact that we didn't break above, I think, is also not a good thing. So, what happened over here for the rest of the week on oil? This is Wednesday night. We went from this 97.50 all the way up to 113.70, 114. That was yesterday morning. That was this disastrous Trump speech, which we then recovered from. Now, what the interesting is, this is the last point I'm going to make. Remember this big V-shaped Trump speech hole that was dug for us that we then just climbed right back out of? Oil did a similar-ish move. This is from the bottom of the speech. Market recovers, but oil does not sell back to 100. Market got all the way back to 24,245, but oil's still up at 106. That's why I call bullshit on that level. I shorted it, and we've yet to break above. Oil closed at 112, near the highs. Now, in that same time period, VIX was recovering from this really, really low over here. Oil up, VIX up. Now, this is all, again, in the pre-market. This Friday VIX crush and a little bit of an oil sell is what popped the market. Sorry, this Thursday crush, but we lingered quite a while here, and that's what stalled us on Thursday. We hit that high, stalled, and even though VIX came towards the lows, oil stayed high. That is why we could never break that 24,245 level. So looking ahead, week ahead, what am I going to be watching for? I'm watching for two things. I'm watching these levels, oil versus 100, the VIX versus, let's say, 25 plus. Anything above 25 is noteworthy. That 27 level that you see marked there is also a pretty good one. If we break 31, holy shit, watch out. But if we break 23.50 here to the downside, this prior day low, you will have my attention, sir. Meanwhile, on oil, we got to get under these levels. We're at highs. This is not good for the global economy, and anything that's not good for the global economy is really bad for my trading. I'm just going to say it. I don't trade well when the world is on fire. So I would love to see oil come back down to a more reasonable place. Do I think that's going to happen? I do not. I think that this 3-day weekend, this is Friday, Good Friday. Like I said, the market is closed. I think this could be the weekend where some bad shit happens and we wake up maybe to a gap down Monday morning. Will it get bought up like it did last Monday? Maybe. I don't know. I think oil will kind of give us the clue to that. Because remember, that Monday night was the sell-off for the week of oil up until Wednesday's Trump speech. So I'll be watching for a Monday gap down and maybe a bottoming look and a topping look in oil. We could perhaps gap up into like the 120, 125 even. We get really good headlines selling from a big psychological number back down to test these like 112s to 110s to 100s. That would help buoy the market. But until we're under $100 a barrel, I don't think we're above 24,245. That's my feeling. Take it for what you will. VIX is going to stay up here as long as oil's up here. They're intertwined right now, and the volatility is tough. It's tough to work with. So good luck out there. Now, I'm going to go even one. Let's go one bigger screen. Oh, check that out. Okay, cool. Now, let's do one chart, and I'm just gonna do a little simple illustration for you guys. What's been happening for the month of March into April. Some tweets have been moving the market, but the times that they're moving the market are the most frustrating because we're not around to capitalize on them all the time. Now, typically, Trump's tweets happen midday when you know he's trying to move the market in some way or is reacting to something that's already happened in the market and is trying to like recover. Okay, this is back to February. The February highs. What happened here? Reckon an after hours tweet brought us to a new high. Let's do, you know what? I can't probably find a Twitter logo, but I can get you a bird or something over here. Tweets. There we go. Wait, where are you? There it is. Okay, we're gonna make these pretty big because I wanted to see. This is an after hours tweet, 4:30 p.m. Probably closer to 4. Now, can we identify any other tweet tops along this pattern that happened before or after hours? This is a big old gap down on March 1st. This is that Monday morning. Not quite, it's the next week. That's just a big old buy. You see any other suspicious tweet action? Pre-market or the aftermarket. So just to point out, we had a tweet high and we've sold from it and never beat it. Now, after hours where tweet highs love to happen. What's right here? Little tweet high in the after hours. But in the daylight, we couldn't beat it. Couldn't beat it. I've talked about this before. Trump tries to save the market / manipulate the market in the after hours. Big old gap down right here. This was a pretty strong move. Not sure what kind of tweet that was. That was a daytime tweet. We're still in daytime tweet regime. We're over here at the 11th of March. Now, find the crime. Show me the crime. This high got sold off really hard. It's 25,200. Way above my level. Let me go ahead and just make a line up here. Look at that sell off. At this level. Problematic. 25,100s. Hey, look at that. We never got above it. After hours. Round tripped. Sold off. This is now Wednesday, the 18th of March. We're getting close to the juicy stuff. Just you wait. Just you wait. We're about to see some crazy shit happening after hours. Like right here. What is this? Oh, this is the 6 p.m. open. Never mind. This is the 3:30 Friday tweet that saved the market. Oops, I gotta get my Bring back my bird. There it is. This was the bottom tweet here. Save the market. Look at that volume right there. Now, same thing happened here. We dipped lower and we got another tweet. This was the suspicious one. This is the one I wanted to show you. That's 7 a.m. This was the $1.8 billion bet placed right before Trump tweeted a like 10-day ceasefire, which was not even real. He wasn't even talking to anybody. It was a completely fabricated story. Now, what to note about this? On Monday, March 23rd at 7 a.m., what happened up here? We hit 24,750 on a bullshit Trump quote. I just want to point this out to you guys. From this tweet high, we did nothing but sell all the way into the next day. You know what? These should be tweet high, tweet low. What happened the next day? Couldn't get even halfway above that level. What do we get? What's this? This is an after hours tweet high. What happened? It was at 4:07 p.m. It was such horse shit. Look how much we went up 300 points. That was just purely tweet bullshit. But more importantly, what happened after that? This is at the 24,500 level. We didn't get above it for the rest of the night and the next day and the next day, and we sold off from that level, from the tweet high. Look, from this tweet high, we sold off. From this tweet high, we sold off. I reckon this is probably a tweet high we sold off from. Let's go ahead and just put it there. You gotta be really suspicious of any tweet highs. They're using this as exit liquidity, guys. You can't fall for this shit. Now, anytime the market is down, you're gonna watch out for an after hours Trump tweet to save the market. If one doesn't come, we sell off again the next day. We got after hours help over here. We bought the next day. We did not get any after hours help here. We sold off the next day. This is our theme. Now, a couple more notes here. They tried it again right here. Right at market close, 4 p.m. on the nose. We did not get above for the rest of the day. This is Thursday. This is our Friday sell-off. This is what wrecked me. I thought, oh, the tweet is in. But I didn't recognize that that's actually not a tweet bottom. It's a tweet high. That's a tweet high that came at 3:30 p.m. It didn't save the market. It doomed the market for the rest of the week into the following week. We are barely flirting with that 4 days later. This happened at 3:30 p.m. on Thursday. This is Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. We finally get back up here. This is where Asia takes us above. We short squeezed Wednesday, but then sold right back down. Now we're still hanging out up here on this 24,000s. This bottom right here, that was a tweet for sure. Tweet bottom, and that one was the one to listen to. You could have said, ooh, I bet we sell off from these tweet highs. This is a data high. This is that PMI high from Monday. Now, I'm not gonna say that this Tuesday move, which was based on tweets, is fugazi, because we got above it. We got above this level. This was sus for a little bit, but we're staying above it. So I'm gonna just put this Twitter icon here. As long as we stay above this birdie here, I think we have a chance to continue the rally. This could base here. Again, this birdie, we're at like 20. Oh, you can't see the other chart, but that's my level right here. About 23.94. Yep, 23.94. We stay above 23,940 on the NASDAQ. We have a chance to continue rallying. We could even come up here and just test. Show me. On the daily, come up here and test this 200 up here. The 200 on the daily at 24,590. Now, this is testing all the highs of last week where we could not break above this particular tweet. Is that the supercrime tweet? No, this is the after hours tweet that didn't save the market. That's what that was. 3:30. Sorry, it's 4 o'clock. No, 3. No, right at 4. Right at 4 p.m. Couldn't save the market. Couldn't get us above the highs for the rest of the week. And that high, ladies and gentlemen, 24,240. Watch these pivot highs, guys. That's my advice to y'all. Now, just a quick review on my week that was. And you guys aren't even seeing the shit. On. Alright, check this out. There. Now you can see all my cool. I spent all this time putting these cool things. These are all my tweets. Tweet high, tweet low. Tweet high, tweet high, tweet high, tweet low. Tweet high for peace. Got a peace sign coming out in here. Be good historical data for us. Emojis are by far the best way to represent historical data. I think that the internet is pretty undefeated. Alright, come on, peace sign. Where would you be? Like we're close. Bit of a shame. There isn't a peace sign. There it is. Boop. Boop. Okay, peace tweet. Will it be faded or maintained? That is the question. So, pivot here on 24,000, high at 24,240. We break above this 24,590. This little group of tweets. This all goes all the way up to 24,700, but we got to get over the first one first. You could even argue that this bottom tweet over here needs to hold from kind of an inverse head and shoulder that I see developing. Go ahead and just mark that, because that's fine. Not great at these shapes. I will do this. There we go. Here is your inverse head and shoulder on the 15-minute. As long as we can maintain this sort of like shouldery line. Again, this is 23,800, let's say. That'll be our line in the sand. We can even retest. I'd be interested in trying some longs here. Even if we dipped below to the 600s, could be curious. But if we drop below, we're going to test this whole news candle. We're going to test the entirety of that peace news candle. Which we recall was about 300 points. 400 points. So hopefully we don't sell off those 400 points. That would happen quick. We could even go all the way down to 23,000 if we got momentum down here at this 23,500. It could be another 500. It could be an 800 point sell off. We could just gap down under here on Monday. We'll find out on Sunday night. I appreciate all you guys for joining me today. Oh, one last thing for my accountability. Let's see if I can find my sheet about this. Digging the music though. Hope you guys are. Okay. This is a thing that I do for transparency. All right. Give you guys a view of this. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Check this out. There it is. Why is it so big? All right. Now, this has got some old stats in it. We're going to correct these. But this is, again, just for journaling purposes. This week, $0 in funded accounts blown. Believe I've blown any. Yep, so we're gonna go 0 new funded accounts blown. We took it slow this week because we blew them all the prior week. But we did have, again, several evals blown. We did 3 in TopStep, and then 2 in MyFundedFutures, and then 1 in TPT. So our TopStep were on sale. Actually, I feel like I might have blown. Oh, that's 7. I think I've only passed 1. We're gonna have 1 to go. So we're gonna go TPT eval, still on. Got no Lucids presently. I do have a MyFundedFutures currently for 50%. And then no more TopStep combines. We got +1 TopStep funded. That's what we're going to be working with next week. We're taking it really light after having a bunch of losses trying to find the bottom, as I explained. Falling for essentially the fucking crime of it all. It's costing me a lot in evals. Fortunately, no. Let's strike through all this. Okay. We'll fill these in and see how they go. Okay, on the top steps, I'm gonna go and say I blew 4, but they were $89 each. Do a little quick calculating over here just to be totally transparent. Yeah, I believe it was about $1,000 in evals this week. Let's see. So we did $89. We blew 4 of those. 4 out of 5. There's $356. And then on, we got 80. 27, 214 in the MyFundedFutures. And then we got 100 on the TPT. No luck on TPTs. Can't get love on TPTs. All right, for a grand total of $670 in evals this week. Blown evals this week. Now we still have several that have like generated a little bit of traction, and we're not going to count those until they're blown. All right, so we didn't blow any funded accounts this week, but we didn't do great on evals. We only got 3 moved forward out of 7 blown. That's a 30% success rate. That does not make me feel great. So just a quick review of how it felt. I was not greedy at all. It was early, which relates to being impatient. But the thing is I was right. I knew I was right, but my timing was wrong. and I was negative because I quit on Tuesday right before the market pumped, and I missed the entire pump. And frankly, like, I'm okay with that because I had already lost my evals for the day, and I didn't really feel like re-upping in the middle of the day. That ends up being a bad habit, just so y'all guys know about that. But I'll just say I quit too early, missed the move. Now the good news is, even though I saw that happening on Tuesday, I'm proud how it ended the week. I didn't FOMO in for that move, and I saw the pattern to fade it. I read the market well. Something about this sort of like negative quitting attitude on Tuesday really helped reset, I guess, my limbic system, my dopamine, my whatever. But saying fuck this on Tuesday at the low of the week, by the way, I'm a great bottom signal, is whenever I feel like quitting, and honestly like quitting everything, this whole thing, it's usually about the time the market fixes itself. But nonetheless, I'm still not super convinced on this daily chart. All right, and this week, I was a decent loser, and didn't trade when I wasn't supposed to. So I would say, like, respected the rules. So this makes me feel even more proud. I'm even gonna like highlight this. I had a good week. It was a red week, but I think it was a good week. I'm proud of my performance. I turned it around after feeling really, really down on Tuesday. Now, is this the big turnaround for my P&L for the year? I don't know. I don't think the low is in for the year, and I tend to struggle during crash markets. So I don't know. I don't know shit about fuck. That's just how I live, especially as a trader. I don't know nothing. I just realized that my peace symbol is upside down on my NQ chart. I'm leaving it, man. I love that because it's TBD. This whole peace thing is sus. We could have giant problems over the weekend. Big geopolitical issues are happening all the time. We had a plane go down in Iran today. Luckily, I think the pilots were rescued. TBD if that's actually confirmed. We've got misinformation. We've got all kinds of headlines driving algorithms to make drastic moves where insider politicians are corruptly profiting from these moves, and without a doubt they are making these trades in futures. They're trading against me. I'm trading against insiders in the White House who know the tweets before they go out. This is an extreme disadvantage. So where I feel proud on this Thursday, I didn't feel FOMO from Tuesday. I sized down. I shorted, which I almost never do because I saw the pattern. And I even repeated the same thing on Thursday. I caught the long and the short on Thursday. It was a good week for me. I'm proud of myself for this week. Now, $670 out the door. That hurts. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That's money that I needed this week. But it is okay because it fixed whatever happened this week. I feel like it has kind of fixed my trading psychology that's been off all fucking month fighting these tweets. I think I started to see the pattern. So we'll see if that pattern continues. If so, we're gonna get a mega tweet. So two things are gonna happen. Here's my ultimate final analysis before Monday. This is Friday, 12:35 p.m. By Sunday night, I think we make a new low. Now it could be just testing the prior day, dipping under the prior day, and maintaining this inverse head and shoulders. It could invalidate the inverse head and shoulders, take us all the way back down to the bottom, down here in the 22,900s, even under 23,000. That would be a mega gap down that I would buy because I think we would revert at least back to the prior day low to test. Now, additionally, we could get some kind of crazy down Sunday below our support that rallies via a tweet Monday morning, maybe even in the pre-market. Maybe it's at 7:05 a.m. and somebody makes $300 million on futures taking a long that made no sense, but they knew that someone always knows. And in this case, the people who know are also traders. So be careful out there. So if you get a gap down Monday morning, I'll buy it. Cautiously, small size. If we get a gap up Monday morning, maybe say a new high above this 24,200s, Am I going to fade it? Maybe. I'll definitely be tempted to. I definitely will consider that, whatever the wick that we get off of the tweet. If it happens in the pre-market, I will be very cautious when we get to those levels on any longs, because that tends to be, as I've pointed out today, the pattern is we get a tweet in the after hours or in the pre-market, drives us up, and we never beat that high. Today we had no tweets, but we had non-farm payrolls that took us back to the level where we sold from. Again, this is even a little bit of a head and shoulders, maybe a triple-headed monster situation from the recovery yesterday. We could give it all right back. Maybe even end up here in the middle, like middle of the range in the 24,000s. I think that would be a great place to open up. And then we'll just have to see. We will see. So everybody be careful out there. Have a happy Easter if you celebrate. Happy Passover if you celebrate. I'm going to do a little bit of a combo meal myself this weekend. A little bit of ham, a little bit of matzah. Nobody's happy, but that's pretty much, that's holidays. So everybody gets a little bit of representation. Nobody wins. This is just like a microcosm of the world. So happy Easter, happy Passover, happy long weekend of no trading. Use this time to reflect on the week you had and let it go. Let it all go. I highly suggest that everybody just reset for the weekend. I don't think this shit's over. I don't think the craziness is over by a long shot. Everybody be careful out there. Get your rest in. Next week is going to be real. And I'll see you Monday. Maybe Sunday. I don't want to promise too much, but you know. Right. Who knows?